The loudest person in the room is almost never the most powerful. Most people think they know who is in charge, basing their judgment on volume, confidence, and who holds the floor. They are reading the wrong signals. This is a game with unwritten rules, where intelligent people disagree fiercely on the best way to play, and every strategy has a consequence. Where do you stand by the end of this? You might realize you've been playing for the wrong team. Walk into any meeting, any social gathering, any family dinner. A hierarchy forms instantly. It's a primal human impulse, as automatic as breathing. Most of us feel it, but we misinterpret what we're feeling. Our instincts are tuned for a world that mostly exists on a savanna, a world of physical confrontation. In that world, status was simple. It was about dominance. The signals are easy to spot because they are designed to be. Taking up more physical space, a voice that booms, cutting across others, unbroken eye contact that feels less like connection and more like a challenge. Interrupting. These are the classic tells of a dominant strategy. The person using them is making a simple declaration. I am strong. I am willing to create conflict, and you should defer to me to avoid it. It's a show of force, and we should be honest. It works. It cuts through ambiguity. In a crisis, a dominant leader can take control, issue commands, and create forward motion when everyone else is frozen. They seize the conversational territory. They set the agenda, often by simply speaking first and longest. People comply. Projects get started. Decisions get made. The person who leans on dominance gets what they want in the short term, because the social cost of challenging them is too high for most people. The path of least resistance is to simply agree. That sounds like a winning strategy, a shortcut to influence. But that fear, the very tool that creates compliance, has a cost, a massive hidden one. The price of dominance is information. A leader who rules by fear creates a court of liars. The people around them learn very quickly that bad news is punished. Questions are seen as challenges. Dissent is treated as disloyalty, so a filter goes up. The information that flows to the top is sanitized. It's polished. It's what the leader wants to hear. This creates a catastrophic blind spot. The dominant leader can be piloting an organization straight toward an iceberg, while everyone on the bridge is telling them how beautifully they are sailing. Think of the engineers who tried to warn NASA about the O-ring seals on the Challenger shuttle. They knew the risk, but their concerns were flattened by a management hierarchy that demanded a launch. A culture of dominance heard a data-driven warning as an inconvenient obstacle. 7 astronauts paid the price for that filter. You felt this yourself. The silence in a meeting when the boss presents a terrible idea. Everyone stares at the table. Everyone knows, and nobody speaks. The dominant individual gets obedience. They sacrifice the truth. Their power is a fortress with no windows. And yet, there is another kind of power operating in the very same room. One you've probably been ignoring. It's called prestige. It looks almost nothing like dominance. A person with prestige often speaks less. They take up less space. They rarely interrupt. Their power is visible in a completely different set of signals. Watch where people's eyes dart when someone else is making a key point. They aren't looking at the speaker. They are looking at the prestigious person to gauge their reaction. The group uses them as a calibration point. When the prestigious person does speak, everyone stops. They don't stop out of fear. They stop because they want to hear the answer. Their opinion is sought out. They are asked questions. "What do you think, Sarah?" is a phrase that confers more status than an hour-long monologue ever could. Prestige is granted, not taken. It's given to individuals who have demonstrated skill, deep knowledge, or sound judgment. They have something the group values, and they have a track record of sharing it effectively. Their influence comes from respect, which is freely given by others who want to learn from them and align with them. It's a gravitational pull, while dominance is a push. This is durable power. You can't fake it for long. It's earned through countless acts of competence and generosity. It fosters loyalty and attracts talent. People want to work with the person who makes them smarter, who solves the hard problems, who sees the whole board. This kind of leader builds a team that tells them the truth, because their value is tied to their ability to understand reality. Their power grows stronger with every problem they solve and every person they help. This seems like the obvious better path. A more enlightened form of influence, but prestige has its own fatal flaw. It has a vulnerability that dominance exploits with brutal efficiency. Prestige is slow to build and easy to attack. Because it's based on a reputation for competence, it's vulnerable to anything that undermines that reputation. A single visible failure can damage it severely. A campaign of gossip can erode it, and a dominant actor can hijack the room right out from under a prestigious one. How? By using the tools of dominance to deny the prestigious person the platform they need to demonstrate their value. By interrupting them mid-sentence, they break their flow and make them seem flustered. By talking over them with simplistic, confident-sounding assertions, they steal the audience's attention. Our brains are ancient hardware. Attention is a finite resource. A loud, confident, aggressive display is like a flashing neon sign. A quiet, nuanced explanation is like a dense paragraph of text. In the moment, the sign almost always wins our attention. Even if the text contains the actual answer, the dominant player doesn't need to win the argument on its merits. They just need to control the microphone. This creates the core tension of every social dynamic. We need the wisdom and judgment that comes from prestige. But our primate brains are still wired to react to the chest-pounding spectacle of dominance. We know we should listen to the quiet expert, but we can't help but watch the person yelling. We are caught. We're trying to run 21st century software on million-year-old hardware, and who gets to decide which system wins? The answer is uncomfortable. The audience is the judge. A hierarchy is a shared fiction. It's a story the group agrees to believe. That means the power rests with the people who are watching. Your attention is the currency of status. Where you direct it is a vote. When the loud person interrupts the quiet one, and you allow your gaze to follow the interrupter, you have just cast a vote for dominance. You have rewarded the hijack. When you deliberately hold your gaze on the person who was cut off, signaling that you still want to hear them, you cast a vote for prestige. When someone asks a question to the room at large, and you turn your body to face the quiet expert, you are voting. You are telling the entire group where you believe the real value lies. You are an active, powerful participant in this drama, never a passive observer. So, how do you read the room in 30 seconds? Forget who is talking the most. That's a vanity metric. Look for the flow of attention. It's the true signal. Watch who can interrupt whom. The lines of interruption draw the real org chart. Can the junior engineer interrupt the VP? Unlikely. Can the VP interrupt the engineer? Easily. But here is the critical test. Is there someone in the room that even the most dominant person hesitates to interrupt? That person has a different kind of power. Watch for humor who can make a joke at whose expense. Humor that flows down the hierarchy is banter. Humor that tries to flow up is a challenge. It's a power play. Most critically, watch who people look at when they are finished speaking. After making a point, a subordinate will look at their boss for approval. A boss will look at nobody. But everyone will look at the person whose reaction truly matters. The person with prestige. They are the magnetic north of the room. Dominance is a performance for an audience. Prestige is a resource for the group. One demands your attention. The other earns it. One is a monologue delivered into a void, hoping for applause. The other is the center of a conversation, the person who connects the nodes and makes the whole network smarter. Both are present in every room you will ever walk into. They are in a constant, silent war for control. And your focus is the territory they are fighting over. So, what do you think? Look back at the last meeting you were in. The last argument with friends. Your attention was a vote, cast silently over and over. Who did you vote for? The person who claimed the most space, or the person who created the most value? And which hierarchy are you building with every glance you give?